Everybody Loves Raymond was one of the most popular sitcoms of the 2000s. It won over 56 awards, including 4 acting Emmys for Doris Roberts and 2 for Brad Garret and Patricia Heaton. Its reruns earned the cast hundreds of thousands of dollars. This success didn't come without controversy, disputes, and tragedy. Keep watching to learn why Everybody Loves Raymond was ruined after these secrets got out. The pay dispute. Ray Romano starred in one of the most successful sitcoms of all time and negotiated a great deal for himself. He earned $1.8 million per episode after a Season 8 raise, while his co-stars earned $160,000. Brad Garret found out about the disparity and staged a walkout that lasted for 2 weeks. He refused to show up for the season's first episode and demanded a raise. Patricia Heaton called out sick, and Peter Doyle and Doris Roberts both followed. The dispute ended with a deal that let all cast members be included in syndication royalties, allowing them to earn an extra $20 million each. Doris was pleased her grandchildren would always have money coming in from this. Brad says he no longer holds any ill will towards Ray. He just wanted to be paid fairly. Ray hated the show's name, and his brother wasn't happy with Robert. The show's name came from a snarky remark from Ray's brother Rich. It was meant as a placeholder title, and Ray hated everything about it. The producers allegedly said they'd change it if the show reached the top 10, but refused when it did. Ray's fictional brother Rob became a fan favorite that almost got his own spin-off, but the man who inspired him wasn't happy with him. Rich got teased by his fellow cops at the NYPD about the show. Brad Garrett's failing marriage, alcoholism, and paparazzi fights. Brad proposed to his girlfriend, Jill Diven, on set in 1998, but the relationship didn't last forever. They separated in 2005 and divorced in 2007. He didn't tell his real or sitcom family about it until it was on the news in August of 2006. They stayed friends for the sake of their children and continued to raise them together. Brad was much more open about his struggles with alcoholism. He spoke about it in an interview with E.T. in 2015. He said he used to drink a fifth a day. He eventually realized it could kill him and sought help, going sober in 1997 when the first season of Everybody Loves Raymond came to an end. Brad also had a hard time with the prying eyes of the paparazzi. He swatted at one of their cameras outside of Dantana's in LA, challenged a group of them to a fight, and made racist comments towards them. His tell-all book, When the Balls Drop, reveals even more candid details about his struggles while filming the show. He admits he wasn't initially impressed with Ray, but they later became close and likened alimony payments to, quote, paying for the lease on a car after turning it in. Peter Boyle's tragic death. Peter Boyle was an essential part of the show's success. His role as Ray's grumpy father, Frank Barone, may not have earned him an Emmy, but the character did rank number 10 on TV Guide's list of the 50 greatest TV dads of all time in 2004. He even showed up to the audition perfectly in character. He was worked up into a tizzy after struggling to find a parking spot near the studio. The casting directors saw his outrage. They knew it meant he was perfect for the part. Peter was diagnosed with blood cancer in 2002 and bone cancer known as multiple myeloma in 2003. He kept his diagnoses a secret from almost everyone except his TV wife, Doris Roberts. She admitted in a 2009 LA Times interview she told him not to tell anyone else because they would treat him like a dying man. Most of the rest of the cast knew something was wrong with Peter but didn't say anything. He was able to stay until the end of Everybody Loves Raymond's 9-year run, and it wouldn't have been the same without him. He passed away at age 71 in 2006 from multiple myeloma and heart disease. The loss of Doris Roberts. Playing Marie in Everybody Loves Raymond was far from Doris Roberts' first major role. She'd had a long career before the show started and almost didn't join the cast. Doris was directing a play at the time and didn't think she could fit it into her schedule. Luckily for everyone, the producers convinced her to take it. Doris Roberts died in her sleep at age 90 in April 2016. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. And stick around for more secrets from Everybody Loves Raymond. Patricia Heaton's lawsuit and social media controversy. Patricia Heaton's former assistant, Jennifer Lee, sued her for $7,400 on the grounds of unpaid wages and forced overtime in 2009. She claimed she was hired to work 15 to 20 hours and earn $770 a week, but had to work much more with no extra pay or benefits. She also claimed Patricia fired her after requests for extra pay and said that leaving to care for her child was becoming a problem. The suit has yet to be settled. Patricia is a staunch conservative. She appeared on the radio show Focal Point. It's run by Brian Fisher, a man who's tweeted about his belief that homosexuality should be lumped in with pedophilia and bestiality as aberrant sexual behaviors. Patricia tweeted Jeremy Hooper of GLAAD to apologize for her appearance and claimed to have no idea about Brian's belief. This didn't stop her from later making controversial tweets about homosexuality and reproductive rights. Her conservative views often clashed with Peter's liberal beliefs. They allegedly came to blows on a few occasions and made the cast uncomfortable. At least they didn't end on a sour note, and she did attend his funeral. Patricia also embarrassed herself when she went on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in 2009. She failed to answer a simple math question in the early stages. Fred Willard's embarrassing moment. Fred Willard also had an embarrassing moment despite playing the straight-laced Hank McDougal. TMZ reported he was found pleasuring himself at the Tiki Theater and arrested for lewd conduct. He entered a diversion program to avoid a trial and maintained his innocence in an interview with Jimmy Fallon. Other legal issues. Madeline Sweeten played Ray's daughter Allie. Her career slowed after the show ended, but her name entered the headlines because of a lawsuit. She agreed to be part of an internet soap opera called Youthful Days, but sued its creator, Brian James. He didn't give her the creative control she had been promised, despite her initial investment of $28,000 in it. He claimed she ruined the show by showing up late and countersued for $1.5 million. Both suits have yet to be settled. Sherry Shepard played Rob's police partner, Sergeant Judy. She's had to fight her ex-husband Lamar Sally for child support payments for years, beginning in 2014. They had conceived a son via surrogate with his sperm and a donor egg. He claimed she had no biological link to the child, but a judge ruled she would be his legal mother. Sherry didn't come out of court unscathed, however. She earned more than her ex-husband and had to pay him $4,100 a month, which she said on Twitter was not fair. She went back to court a few months later, alleging he lied about how much he made. She even pulled the dirty move of making his online dating accounts public. The battle was long and ugly and continues today. The ending. Fans were shocked by how abruptly Everybody Loves Raymond ended. Its finale felt like any other episode and offered no closure. Filming wasn't easy either because it had to be delayed twice. The first time was when Doris got sick. When they did film it, Patricia was emotional and spent rehearsals in tears until she lost her voice and delayed the filming again. The main reason the showrunners chose to end the show when they did was that they'd simply run out of ideas. They noticed the quality of the writing was decreasing and didn't want to keep it going longer than necessary. Show creator Phil Rosenthall also brought the show to an end for the sake of his marriage. He didn't want his wife Monica to get fed up with seeing Deborah speak lines inspired by her own words or worry about what would get put on air anymore. The cast got over the fights and controversies they had experienced and now consider themselves friends. They met again when Doris died and had an amicable dinner, but the loss of several cast members means they don't plan on ever having a filmed reunion. Now it's time to hear from you. Who is your favorite character on Everybody Loves Raymond? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.